Hello friends, welcome back to the Django tutorial. Today we will be discussing about the most important concept in the Django, that is model. As we have discussed, the architecture of the Django framework is like MVT, that is model view controller, and in the previous examples we have seen that view is a place where you are writing the logic and templates are the place where you are showing your output, that is your UI. And now let us start with the model. So I'll create a separate project for that, so we can easily understand what is the model means. So let us start. So I'll quickly create the new project, Django admin start project, and I'll name my project as uh, demo model. So this is my project, new project whose name is demo model. And now we'll switch the directory, that is demo model. Now inside this project I need to create one module. So this module is called as app in the Django. So why we need this module? Suppose you are creating an entire project, suppose a project for any organization. So you have the different departments and the different module into that project. So you want to keep those modules separate, like employee module you want to make it separate, product module you want to make it separate. So all these modules has to be created in the separate module and integrated under your single project. So now the demo model is a main project, and under this model you want to create one application, or that is called as module, small module. So how to create it? So you have to just write Django -admin and start app. You are not creating the project, you are creating the app under the project, and the name of your app, what you want to give it. So I want to give a module as, for example, product. So if you observe the folder here at the left hand side, you will find this is our folder of project, that is demo model. Under this you have the two folders which is containing your project files, including setting.py and the URLs of main project, and the product. Here in the product you will see that there is no urls.py present, but automatically views.py is created, and there is one more file called admin.py and apps.py, but the setting.py is missing because for entire project the setting.py will be present under the project folder. Fine. So we'll see that how to use these views, how to create a urls.py in upcoming project, but as of now we want to just create a model and how to map that model with the database. So let us create a model. So come to your app, that is product. Under this product app you will get one file, that is models.py. Click on it, and under this you need to create a model. So let us create it. So it's a simple class. You have to create a class and give a model name. So I want to create a model whose name is product. If you want to give any other name you can give it. So I'll create a model, and inside the bracket you have to import pass the argument that models, in the small case models dot capital M model. So it will give the reference of model which you are going to create. So whenever we want to store the data related to the product, so we'll be sending to the database, and in the database related to the product we'll create a table, and under that table we have a multiple columns. So how many columns you want? Generally we go to the database panel, we create those many tables and columns under the respective table, but model will help you to do that with the concept of ORM. So what you need to do, just create number of variables you want to store the information about the product. So here I'll create the information like, suppose product underscore name. Okay, and what kind of data, not equals to, you have to write colon, and what type of data you want to store. So there are different options like character field or the text field. So if you are choosing a character field, then here you need to pass few parameters. One which we are passing is maximum length. So suppose you want the product name can be up to maximum 100 characters. Then you want to pass the another property, that is unique. Yes, it should be unique, so you have to write true. Okay, Third parameter which you want to pass is like what is the default value of it. So I just want a default value as a blank. So this is one variable, so I'll copy it. Similarly, I want product um, description, so I'll just write the esc for the description, and we'll have one more field that is product price here, product price, and we'll take this one as the different field, like you can have the, we'll write integer field. Okay, now we have a three parameters, and we have created a model, but we want to create we want to use this model to create our table in the database. And for this particular tutorial we are going to use the database as postgresql. So first of all, you need to download the postgresql from the internet. So let us visit it, search for the postgresql. So postgresql download. If you search it, you will get an official website of PostgreSQL. Just click on this download link. When you click on it, based on your operating system, you have to get the option, you have to select the option for what you want to download. So I want to download it for macOS. So I'll just select it. And once you download here, you will get an option of download the installer. Just select it. And then you will get for what version you want to download. So for the Mac OS X, the latest version is 15.2 and the second last version is 14.7. So I have already installed. You can try for the latest version, or a version which is less than the latest version, because it is more stable than the current one. It may have some updates. So download the respective. You can try for the both, and once you downloaded, you have to just double click and next option. Okay, so once you install the postgresql, you need another tool which will give you the admin panel or the UI to handle all that database operation of postgres. So for that you need to add another tool. So once you install the postgresql completely, then search for the pgadmin 4 for the PostgreSQL. So when you come to the pgadmin, you will again get the option of download, and once you click on the download, you will get the option for the different operating system. Select your respective operating system and the version which you want, whether you want the latest or the second latest, which is more stable. Generally we prefer. So if you click on it, you will get the exe of it, and you have to just double click on it and download. Sorry, next. So once you install the pgadmin, so it will ask you to set the default username for, sorry, default password for that. So I have set is 21234. You can set as per your choice, but keep it simple because we are running it on the local machine. So once you have done with it, so the icon for the pgadmin will be like this. So you can just click on that icon. So here it is installed on my laptop, so you just click on it. So pgadmin 4 will be started here. This will be the starting of pgadmin tool. This pgadmin is used to manipulate your databases which you are going to create. So once it is started, it is asking me for the master password which I have set while installation, that is 1234. So I'll enter it and click on the OK. So once you click, you will get this is a dashboard. At the left hand side you will find there is option of server. So click on it and you will get that there is a PostgreSQL 15 and we got the option of databases. So when you click on it, you will see that I have created several databases, and now you want to create the new database. So right click on this database icon, create databases, and here you can give a name to the database. So for this example, suppose I want to create a database related to the product, right? So we'll create a database like my, I'll name it as my, or we'll keep it as simple, my product. My products is the name of my database, and we'll keep this default user, that is postgres. Will not add any comment. So my products is the name of my database, remember that, and the user is postgres. Save it. So once you click on it, you will find that in the list there is a database called my products, and under this database there is an option called schemas, and under the schemas you will find the one of the option called tables here. So when you click on the tables, you will find there is, it is not showing anything, means your table is not created. Okay, so we have a my products as a database. Under the my products, under the schemas, we have a option called tables, but the tables are not available because we are not created, and we are not going to create it manually. The table should be created automatically. That's why we are using Django framework, and with the help of models we can do that. Okay, let us come to the code here. Now we need to configure that PostgreSQL with our project. So where to do that? So till now we have created one app whose name is product. Under that we have created models.py, and under that models.py we have created one model whose name is product by giving the parameters models.Model, and we have created a three variables with particular data type. Okay, now we need to add some settings. So settings are available with your project files, and the project files are present in your project. So demo model is my project name. So come to setting.py here, and just check the installed apps. So now you have created the app whose name is product. So here you need to add the app name. And what is your app name? So in the single quote you have to mention that app name, that is product. Okay, and put the comma at the end. Okay, then next come down, you will get an option of the databases. So by default it is connected to the SQLite 3, but we are not using SQLite 3. We are going to use PostgreSQL. Okay, this is the name of your database, and what database name we have given? We have given the database name as my products. This is the name of the database. Then we have to add the particular username, and we have already added the user for the database, and that is postgres. Okay, and the password which you have set while the installation, the default password is 1234. Sorry, you have to create a key, that is password, and the default password for your project is 1234. And what host you are using? So we are running this project on the local host, or you have to mention the IP. Okay, so all the four parameters we have initialized in the database. So we have mentioned the app in the install apps, and the database related things in the databases in the setting.py. Okay, now let us migrate your model to the project, because to this entire project you have to tell them that we have a model whose name is product, which will create a three fields, and these three fields should be created in the table whose name the table name should be the product. Okay, let us do that quickly. So for that you need to remember few commands, so I'll just clear it. Okay, sorry. And before that you need help of some additional tool or the library which will act as a bridge between the PostgreSQL and your project, and that is called as psychopg2. So you need to install it. So you have to write pip install, then psyco pg2. You can directly install it. If it not works, then try binary. So for my system it is binary, so I'll hit the enter, and you will see that it is already available. So this is the command which you need to install, psychopg2. So it will help you to connect your project with the PostgreSQL. Okay, then now it's time to execute the command. So you have to write python space manage.py, and the command is make migrations. Now if you want to make the migrations of entire project, just keep as it is, or if you have the multiple apps and you want to make a migration of only one app, so in our case product is the only app, so you can mention the app name, or you can directly execute this to make the migration of entire project. So we'll make the migration of app. So the command is make migrations. So once you do that, you will see that here under the product, the migrations folder will be created, and under this you will get one file that is 0001 initial.py. And once you look at the migrations, you will get the product as a migration, and we'll check it. Sorry, so we created the model that product whose two fields are created: product name with maximum length 100, and the third field which we have created was the product underscore price, and for that we have taken models.IntegerField. Okay, and then we wanted to create the migration. So the before the creation of migration, we need to add some class, inner class to this. So you have to write class called meta and pass all the related operations. Like it is just to create an additional operations related to your project. So suppose you want to give a name of your database, whether you want to give a option to manage the database true or false, so you can do through this meta class, but still you just write pass, so it will just not adding anything additional to the database. Now let us migrate it. So initially I have written it, but I got the problem, so I deleted it and creating the file again. So the command is python, sorry, here you have to write python space manage.py space and make migrations and name your app. So we have a name as a product. So once you execute it, you will see that it will create the migration. So migration folder is created, and under this you will get the file that 001. So it's a first migration which you are creating. If you open it and if you scroll the file, you will get that these are the migrations which you have done, that is id, which is default created, product name, product description, and product price. So this is just a migration created into your project. Now we want to create a table in our pgadmin dashboard, that is postgresql database. So how to do? For that you have to type python space manage.py space migrate, and what you want to migrate, the data related to your app, that is product. When you click on it, you will be migrated to the database. Now you have to check whether the database is in the database table is created or not. So just come to your pgadmin, under your database, that is my products, we have a schema. Under the schema we have to check tables, and when you click on the table you will find that there is a product. This is your app name and this is the your table name. If you open it, you can see that there are the columns, and we have created the three columns. One is product name, product description, and product price, and id is default created by the Django. So without writing the create table query, we have created the table. If you right click on it and if you go to the view data all rows, you will find that the table is blank. So this is how we use the model to create the data, database and the tables. But now we have not sent the data to the database. So there are two different ways to send the database data value to the databases. One through the admin, or you can create a separate UI to send that data. So we'll see you in the next video how to send the data to the backend in the PostgreSQL database.